My
So,
bad. I do this
you're
every
good.
episode. I forget to to unmute myself. So, we good. It's all good. We already did an introduction. We're not gonna go back. But
You mean the one they didn't hear?
yep. So we'll do it again. No. Jacob was mentioning that Lou here, who was with us at the moment from Murder Inc. Um, he runs Loco Airsoft, as you can see the banner in the background. He is one of the CSL sponsors for this year, along with Take One. If you guys haven't given them a look, I believe I already have their information in the description. So give that a look, and we'll get going. Actually, Lou, I got a question for you. So your website right now currently says coming soon because it seems like you're getting new stuff underway. What can the people at home expect from you moving forward?
All right, so what I'm doing with the website is I'm pretty much um it's pretty much what I'm trying to do is trying to make it easy for everybody because a lot of people uh when it comes to purchasing items, it's like they want to know exactly what they're purchasing, and honestly I want to make it better. So what I did was what I'm doing now is every rifle that I sell, I am actually selling it in a bundle. Um
Smart.
one trouble I was having with selling rifles is it's like when you buy a Lamborghini, people want to put regular gas in the Lambo, and you can't do that. So mind you, if I'm selling you a DSG, people are using cheap mags, high cap mags. They're just using stuff that just won't feed your machine properly, or they're using cheap batteries. It's like you buy the expensive gun, but now you're using cheap BBs, cheap everything, and then people want to swap out the hop up units. It was just so much issues that I was having with certain people trying to change stuff out on a gun that's already expensive. So now what I'm gonna do is obviously I'm gonna raise the price a lot higher, but I am gonna sell it in a bundle. So now you're getting four mags. Matter of fact, four EPMs. Everything's gonna be state of the art. Speed loader. I'm including a tracer unit, a rifle case. Um, what else am I including? Oh, I'm gonna have two types of attachments with it. So you're gonna get a light and you're gonna get a T1 sight. Honestly, those are my favorites. So I'm gonna put a T1 sight on there too. So now you're literally gonna get a full clip gun. All you have to do is and two batteries as well. All you literally have to do is just bring your rifle case and that's it. Have your gear, whatever you have, but your rifle case is gonna be pretty much equipped and ready to go. So that's what
Basically
I'm doing
getting
now.
you're basically going through you're getting the airsoft starter package, but
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
with a premium gun. It's like going to the racetrack and just you can hop in this Lambo and race it. Yeah, go ahead. Like that's essentially what you're doing, which is
And then
cool.
and then and then the best part of it, yes, the ticket price is gonna be high, but now I'm no longer doing like a year warranty, 2 year warranty. I'm doing lifetime warranty. So now your gun is taken care of for life. So every gun will have its own serial number with when you purchase it, you're gonna have your own special code, your own special number to that person. So meaning all your information is gonna be tracked to every rifle I sell. So if I do this rifle, it's gonna have its own serial number and everything to it. That way I can track how many times it's been maintenance or what issues have been what. Everybody's gonna have their own tracking and all that. So I'm pretty much trying to have it more where it's like, you don't have to do nothing. Cause that was one of the issues I have is like everybody's like, oh, what battery do I need? Or what mag should I use? Or whatever. So now you're just getting this and you're set. You're good to go.
Welcome, TJ. I had to bring him on over, but we have just been joined by TJ. He is now here with us.
Hey, boss.
TJ, my boy.
What up, TJ? I'm gonna see if I can't get you added real quick, Jacob. If you don't mind asking a few more questions, and we'll go from there.
So like, what made you guys like? So you guys were formerly Wasted Potential under Life of Marcus, who kind of brought you guys together. If you want to go through and kind of give us the rundown on how you guys became Murder Inc. and how that transition happened and what the details and spread of that was like for you
All right,
guys.
so um really what happened was when Strike Force South closed down, um a lot of the DDA members, because I used to be on DDA, stopped playing. And Wasted Potential, I know they were still playing. And at that time I wanted to play. So I ended up playing I started playing Wasted Potential, and we had we were have our run with the first season of CSL. Even though I only participated in one, Wasted Potential still what you call participating.
Right.
Now what happened was TJ wanted to It's mainly TJ, honestly. TJ was like the brains of the whole thing. I talked to one of my guys in Cali that's actually on Murder Inc. His name's Beaver. And when he was, he was there, I asked him like, "Yo, like, I'm trying to play some like Speed QB. I'm trying to get down with the Cali guys." So he's like, "All right, come on out." And then next thing you know, my cousin Zombie, he was on DDA as well. He was like, "Y'all want to come out there too?" And so I asked Beaver. I said, "Beaver, you got room for another one?" He said, "Yeah, we making a whole second team for Murder Inc." So instead of them saying Murder Inc. 1 and 2, they do Murder Inc. and Red Rum. That's where the whole Red Rum is like the second team for Murder Inc.
Technically, you
So
guys, right?
yeah,
Only when you're with them.
yeah,
Right?
only for if we're all together when we split in 2 teams, it's Murder Inc. and Red Rum. But if we compete like in the CSL, it's gonna be Murder Inc. It's gonna be us that's in there.
And if they came
So
out here, they would be Red Rum, right? It would
so
like switch.
yeah,
Okay.
so well no, honestly because they're the OGs, they're just Murder Inc. We're Red Rum. We have no problem with that. Honestly, we're Murder Inc. At the end of the day. We're just trying to get uh we're just trying to get ourselves a chip. Well, TJ was our third guy to come with us. And TJ, obviously, everybody knows he's on Wasted Potential. So when all three of us went to Cali, they loved the way we played. They loved like everything about us, our chemistry and everything. And they kept hinting to us like, "Yo, y'all should just be murdering. Y'all should just be murdering." And at that time, I was like, I just wanted to play, so I wasn't like really trying to take it serious. But TJ was like, "Nah, bro, we let's play. I want to play. Like we gotta do this. We gotta do this." And TJ was like, "Yo, bro, it's not a bad look at all." So next thing you know, TJ was like, "Yo, listen, like, let's just if anything, like, let's just swap the name and we just be murdering because like everybody, if you go to Cali and everybody sees us, they already associate us with murdering. They already know we play with murdering. So to make the transition easier, we just literally just swap the name. You know what I mean? So, and we asked everybody in the group, asked like, "Yo, this is what we want to do." And I was like, "Yo, if anything, we start the season fresh, start the new year fresh, 2022." And we're Murder Inc. Murder Inc.'s already established team in SoCal. You know what I mean? They're already a well-known team out there.
So, like, out here on the East, as of right now, as it stands, who are your 5? We know your 4, which is you, TJ, Marcus, and Zombie, aka Jose. Who is your 5th, if you have one?
I think.
Wait, say
So you
your
got
5 again?
you,
Yeah.
Marcus,
Damn.
TJ, Zombie or Jose, and then whoever your 5th would be. I don't know who that would be.
Are you guys using Batman for your 5th?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was
Batman.
trying to realize, like, dang, yeah, Batman, and then also who we're adding to the team as well is Kev. So Kev from DDA, he was on DDA as well.
Damn, I was really hoping you were saying like random guy Kev. I was like, oh shit, the boy's coming out.
He'll never do that.
Nah,
He'll never do
random guy. He's just he's in
a
his
random
own
guy.
lane.
I do have some other people that have hit me up on Instagram that are looking to go into the competitive scene. So we might prospect some people out of that way. You don't have to give them the details and stuff, but
Yeah.
I think to like add on to more of the transitioning from Wasted Potential to Murder Inc. is that Marcus, he would always hint to me that he didn't want to be the face of the team no matter whatever. It was just easier for him to be the face of the team at the time because he had that publicity, he had that the people already knew him.
Right.
So he was like, I don't want to be the face of this team, this and that. And then I was like, all right. So when we got introduced to the guys down at Cali and everything, I was like, this will solve all the problems on the east side for us with the team that we have now. So I mean, I basically, told Marcus, I was like, hey, listen, you want to be just a player, I'll let you just be a player. You just come play, I'll take care of the rest of the team stuff, and we'll do it like that. And he was down for it. I mean, obviously, since he's been hitting him about not wanting to be the face of it. So right now, I mean, the transition for him has went smoothly. I think the solid 5 thing. I mean, Lou can say what the 5 is, but I'm not gonna sit here and say that we have a solid 5. I say we probably have like maybe a solid 3 people, and then we just pick and choose who's available. And then
pretty much, yeah.
And that's why it's like we don't have like a set roster for every event where it's like, all right, these 5 people will go every time. It's really out of the people that we have invited to the team, they'll come out and play. I mean, I feel comfortable with anybody that is on the roster right now to fill a spot that we need if we need them. So,
Yeah, honestly, it's just more commitment, and also TJ is the captain for our Murdering East Coast team. So
Okay, TJ.
yeah, TJ is the man. He makes, and like I said, I back him up. Anything he needs my input, I back him up 100%. But right now, TJ's on. He's a shark that smells blood in the water, and that's what he's gonna do this year. Like he's just gonna attack and keep pushing.
So. With being like so close to you guys now and getting to know you more and more, I definitely see TJ as being like a leader for your guys' team. And I remember talking to TJ and more or less saying the same thing with Marcus and how he didn't want, or you wanted him to be the face and whatnot. Speaking of Marcus, this motherfucker has, excuse my French, the audacity to wave in the chat and then not be in here. So Marcus, I don't know what you're doing, homie, but
like I said, the commitment
I know you're
part,
here.
The commitment part is where we struggle most with some players, and if somebody's going to be in the chat and not be in the Discord, I mean, that speaks volumes by itself.
So here, yes, I agree, but a little change of pace is, so you guys came from 3 different teams, because you have Murder Inc. on the West, you had DDA, and then Wasted Potential. How did the conversation come up about, Lou, you first joining Wasted Potential, and then the ultimate choice? I know you were talking about moving, or talking with the guys on the West Coast and joining Murder Inc., but like, how did that first come to be?
All right, so with DDA, I wish Marcus was on here because Marcus would tell you this, because I had a conversation with Marcus. But the whole DDA was dying, you know what I mean? Like, and I still wanted to compete. I still had that fire. I wanted to compete, and I'm just looking at my guys, and their fire is gone, and I'm the only one like competing. And it got to the point where it's just like, look, right now I want to play in anything, and what was available at the time was the CSL and Manassas, which was fire. That joint was fire. It was probably one of my favorite ones so far.
Appreciate that. I had to help put that together. That was a hard day's work.
I lie. That shit was fire. That shit, that I can go. That is amazing. That I'll go every time. But Marcus asked me, like, they needed a 5th, and I said, I'm here. Pick me, please. Pick me. I want to play. And then that's it. And then when he told me TJ was on, Fluffy was on, Cameron was on, I'm just like, yes, like I'm ready to play. I got some guys that want to play, got some guys that really want to play, and for our first time playing together, we made it to the chip. We did really well. I mean, there's a lot of stuff we had to transition. And
chip, I chipped 2 that same day, thanks to Fluffy playing against you guys. But yeah, keep going.
But honestly, having TJ there, I tell a lot of people, and I hate.
Hold on, here he goes.
I hate friend that feels the type of way, but I love playing with TJ. TJ knows, like, playing with him, I feel safe. Honestly, it's like moving forward. I know my guy behind me got me. You know what I mean? So already knowing that TJ's on the team, I'm like, all right, yeah, we have a great shot winning the chip. You know what I mean? And like I said, even though we never played with each other, we never practiced, we never did anything, we did very, very, very well. And like I said, there's a lot that I learned. There's a lot that we learned as a team. But I knew after playing that day, I was like, I got to keep playing with TJ. Whatever team that I do, whatever, I got to bring TJ aboard, or we just got to build this Wasted Potential team. And that's what we did. So now fast forward a little bit, when we go to I messaged my boy Beaver, which I've been in contact with him for years, probably since like 2018, 2019. I've been in contact with him for years, and I've been telling him, damn, like, I love everything y'all doing in Cali. I want to play at N1. Like, this shit looks so fire. And he's like, yo, bro, we have a second team, but we don't have no players for our second team. Like, a lot of our guys dropped.
Right.
So I said, what? A lot of you guys dropped? He said, yes. So I was like, well, how many you need? You know what I mean? He's like, well, I mean, if you have one more, we can make stuff happen with other people.
Yeah.
So I said, say no more. I called Jose. I said, Jose, we're going to Cali. It's his birthday. I was like, yo, fuck it, we're going to Cali. It's your birthday weekend. We're going to have fun at N1. It's our first time going to Cali. Let's do it. And the next thing you know, I told TJ, and TJ said, I'm booking my flight. So now, right there, we got Jose, TJ, and me. And
He
then
told
that
me like a
literally,
week. He told me like a week from the event too. Like,
yes. Now, now that we get there and they see us, bro, they welcomed us with open arms, bro. TJ, come on, man. Like, it was a great experience. Just it's like people I've never met day in my life, like in person.
Mm-hmm.
They're already like giving us the world. They're already making sure we're taken care of.
Right.
It's just like like the hospitality in Cali is crazy. Like a lot of people might talk shit about Cali, but bro, like Murder Inc. out there, bro, they all love, man. Like they treated me, TJ, Jose, like family, and we're like, oh shit, like damn, like that's kind of like what we need, that we're missing. And then, like I said, you know, TJ's already, you know, listen, TJ's a competitive ass person. Like he's not playing no games, and it's like I already told him, like, look, Murder Inc. already has a name established, and I already told him, I was like, yo, we can take this name to the East Coast, honestly, because you know y'all only in Cali, and that goes back to what Jacob said off the podcast when we talked earlier, is a lot of the West Coast teams feel like they don't have nothing to prove on the East Coast. When literally, I mean, there's a lot of teams out here. You know what I mean? There is a lot of teams on the East Coast that can compete with the West Coast teams, but they already feel like they're on top. You know what I mean? So that's why a lot of people go from the East out there to try to prove themselves.
For those listening or watching who don't have a team or looking to join a team, like TJ said, a couple of people have messaged him looking to prospect or to join a team. You don't have to necessarily become on a team that's already established. As fun as that is and as cool as that is, because you know they're going to compete, you know they're going to win, or they are winners. That's great, but it's harder to get on those teams. You're better off starting your own with your own group of friends or players that you get along with, competing, and then maybe getting drafted from one of those teams that are already established, because then they can see your play style, they can see how you work with teams and other players, and be like, yo, we want someone like that. Like, are you willing to come play for us? And work it out that way. But just to top off that little bit of a topic, in the CSL group chat or Discord, we do have a server that lets you get together and mingle for those who are looking for people. So if you're looking for us, just shoot any one of us a message and we can get that link for you and get you all set up.
Mm-hmm. Like and to let everybody know that this shit, like, this wasn't handed to us. Like, we went out there and we worked for it. You know what I mean? We was going out there. We was going out there slaughtering shit. You know what I mean? That's what really caught everybody's attention. They're looking at us like, yo, who the fuck are these guys? You know what I mean? They literally like, yo, who are these guys? And that's literally like what put us up on there, like, yo, those guys are from Murder Inc. But who are they? You know what I mean? So that's why I was telling TJ and Jose, like, yo, like, we literally made a name for ourselves. We literally like proved ourselves that we can play with the guys in Cali. Like, we can show them that, you know, we have skill out here. Yeah. So I said, yo, to me, it's a no-brainer. Like, we might as well just expand Murder Inc. and keep it going. You know what I mean? Because they already, like, labeled us with them when we were out there. So
for those of you guys that don't know, like, these guys have had a track record before they even left for Cali. You know, competing in the events out here. I mean, we met you guys up in New Jersey. You guys took the first place trophy in New Jersey. Then you guys come down towards us in Manassas. You guys take second place. And then even before that, I mean, like, and the majority of the CSL events that you guys have competed in, it's been a top 3 podium at each event, you know? And it speaks volumes when TJ, you know, called out TSA at the championship, where, you know, TSA could, you know, I wouldn't say easily, but can push up on almost anybody else. But once it got to that last game, you know, there was a lot more like downtime, people trying to really think about what their next move is going to be. And TJ said it perfectly. He's like, you're going to push up on everyone else, but not us. And you guys came in second place at the championship. And it's like, in order to perform that well against a team who was doing just as well throughout the season, speaks volumes about the skill and the veracity that you guys have when you guys play airsoft. And that's what I love about watching you. It's like, I don't get to play very often, but man, it's fun to watch.
But in the mentality aspect of it too, right? Like, those are two teams that both, like, look at the game differently compared to a lot of the other players. A lot of the other players hop in and like, oh, we're going to compete, we're going to have fun, we're going to play. But we're looking at it like, because I play on TSA, for those of you who don't know, most of you do. But, and this is conversations that I've had with Lou and TJ on the side as well. we look at it as like a chess game. Like, what is our next move when we're on the field? We're studying the other teams that we're playing. You guys might call us crazy. Oh, you're taking it too serious. Fine, that's fine. That's what we're passionate about. We're competitors. We love it. That's what we're gonna do. So at the end of the day, when y'all are bitching because you lost, just know it's because we did everything that we needed to do to win.
Exactly.
And
It's like
I think the best.
if you're not out here, really
And okay.
strategizing and trying to get the next leg up on the other competitors, you're not really about it. You're not really in here to walk away with the win. You're in here just to play. And that's cool and everything, but at the end of the day, I want a W, not an L.
Yeah, and I think the main thing that like I could put it in perspective for us is that like we all had the same mindset because like when we all went down to Rhode Island and played,
Yeah.
I mean we're talking about 5 players that have never played with each other than against each other. No type of chemistry has ever been formed, and it's like we just continue
Vibe.
to
It's
play
because
great.
we understood the assignment. Each player, first of all, understood their role. We all know our role and knew what our strengths were and knew what our own weaknesses were. And that's a
Yeah.
big thing in a competitive player. If you don't know your own strengths and your own weaknesses, you're not going to thrive. Let alone you're not going to be able to have that working cohesion with another team. But like for
Right.
those who, like TJ said, for those of you guys who didn't know, we all went to Rhode Island together, all 4 of us, and we ended up playing together in the event that they hosted there, and it was amazing. We didn't lose.
And we combined
went
teams.
undefeated.
We
Mhm.
combined teams,
know-
and it was a slaughter. I ain't gonna lie, it
And
was
I
a
think
slaughter.
I think that's like the best thing because like even if like for us like if we can't get players or if you guys can't get players like we could always come together and do it and just do it for the East Coast or even down whenever. But I think that video that you had, Jacob, when we were all like moving like perfectly,
Yeah.
like that was like the best example of it. Like just everybody just moving like a complete unit.
In sync. Like I actually sent Lou. I sent Lou another video that I recorded. That was a clip from that I went back and watched. Me and Lou were literally we were both in snake. We did a double snake thing, and we were literally stride for stride. I was ahead of Lou, but because I went first. But we were literally, if you watch the video, we literally moved like this. Like it was perfect unison. It was just. You didn't know that was happening at the time, but you went back and watched it, and you're like, "Damn, that was smooth." Like what?
Yeah, the goal was that the goal for that was all eyes on me. Jacob kill everybody. That's literally the goal. The goal was like the focus was the guy that's standing up shooting crazy, and Jacob just killing everybody. And they're just like, what the hell is going on?
Yep.
And that's literally just worked.
But to speak as a team, Keegan and TJ, what they were doing,
Yes.
they didn't have tall home bunkers like you typically do at a SpeedQB feud. They had small
man,
ones.
don't
And
get me
for those of
started.
you who don't know what TJ looks like, TJ is a very tall dude. He's not small. TJ is not a small man by any chance. And for
Big
him
boy.
to have to play as low and small as he did, and then still get the guy out at Snake before he even got
Yes.
there, was a big clutch. Same thing with Keegan. They were both like laning their lanes perfectly in order for us to make those advancements. So it was just an entire team working as a unit the way it should.
And-
And
Still mad nobody found a clip of me belly sliding.
I know. I was about to say it too. It's like that was the craziest thing to see TJ just sliding across into that truck. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
And
to see.
Jacob, please let everybody know, playing as a snake player or a forward player, going for the flag, your back players are important. I hate when a lot of people.
100%.
I hate when a lot of people. A lot of people say, "Oh, the snake player is the best player." It's not that we're the best player. It has nothing to do with that. If our back guy cannot shoot forward, we can't advance forward.
Yep.
It's like the back guys make us look good, but it's like they don't get the credit because our back line, Keegan Keegan was killing everybody off break, and TJ was killing everybody off break. So it literally left us with 1 or 2, sometimes 3 people to kill. So you gotta understand, like our back guys putting in the work made it really easy for us to kill everybody.
Even if they don't get the kill, like, and they miss it, right? Keeping those guys pinned by just laning their lanes or like knowing where they are, not letting them peek out, and taking that focus off of us because they're being such a threat that's open and just going ham. It allows us to make that move. Without our back players, snake players or forward players are nothing without their head players. Now, don't get me wrong, like they're not unskilled or they can't make their peak shots and win their battles, but they're not going to be able to advance and do the things that you see them do or make those cool plays without those back players. It's just not going to happen. And for those who don't understand that or disagree, by all means, we can argue till we're blue in the face with this. But I will give you,
Listen,
I can give you a perfect example. So when we were in the CSL tournament at Robin Hood, right? I was in the snake. Patrick, off the break, flicks, gets 2 guys out that were going to Snake Tower and the snake, got both of them out, then yells at me and is like, yo, Jacob, you're good, like, roll through. And I'm like, what? And I see the 2 guys, because I'm getting into position by that time. I finally got into position, and I look up and I see the 2 guys walking off, and I'm like, oh, shit. So I make my move, I push that full snake, and then it was just an easy, oh, there's 1, there's 2. They didn't even know I was coming. But that I was only able to do that and make that play and make it look as cool because of my back player. Had he not done that or made that awesome play, which most people aren't going to, yeah, I would have been fighting, it would have been a stalemate or whatever, or a trade or however it would have played out. But because of him, I was able to make those moves. And you're not going to be able to do that without those players. But in the same sense, if your back players don't have the level of communication they need, you're also not going to know that you can make those moves. And that's what it boils down to. There's like so many factors that play in that make it actually work that you really have to know and understand. And if you don't, it's not going to happen. But that's why it's a team sport.
Speaking of Rhode Island, are you guys coming down for the 22nd?
For the practice event up there?
Yeah.
I won't be.
Yeah, I'll have to work. Anybody? It's this month, right?
Next weekend.
This weekend.
Next weekend. Yeah, I won't be able to. I have to work, but I won't be able to. I don't know if anyone else is going.
We're going, number one, because you got stuff no disrespect. It's no disrespect to the northern part of the East Coast, but they don't really have that competitiveness yet.
Yeah,
we saw that when we all went.
It's still growing because the only really team they have out there is Nest. I'm not trying to disrespect no other team out there. Don't take this to heart. I'm not coming at you, but at the same time, you have to understand season versus just getting your feet wet. You know, I've been doing this for a long time. TJ's been doing this for a long time. You know, we're down here. We've been doing this, and it's a lot difference between doing it and just starting. Because when you're just starting, you're learning. Even to this day, when I play,
you're learning all the time.
So learning experience. Yeah, you're learning all the time. So that's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons why I'm going to go up there is because to bring that competitiveness to everybody.
Well, first of all, you're going to do 2 things with that trip. Well, 3. You got your business stuff that you're going to work out as Loco Airsoft. Yeah. Then you have your second thing with the 2 things I was going to talk about is A, you're going up there and you're going to bring them a level of competition that they haven't experienced, so they're going to learn, and it's a teaching experience. The second thing, which I kind of just said in the same sentence, is a learning experience. You're going to be teaching and you're going to be learning, right? But not just for them, but for you as well. You're going to be like, oh, okay, this guy can maybe play. He's got some potential. He might be someone to watch out for this season. This team is on the come up. We don't know who they are, but they can play. Like, you're going to learn a bunch. And then self-learn as a team. Like, all right, we got this many guys going. What do we do wrong? What can we do better? And things of that nature. It's just an all-around learning and teaching experience on both ends of the field for them and for you guys. Yeah, and that's the thing you get by traveling.
One thing I will say is that I know of 2 other. There was one team that was there when we went up, 413.
Yeah, they're solid.
They're solid. And then I got hit up by another guy. His Instagram, I believe, is the bearded man airsoft or bearded airsoft, something like that. Man has a killer beard, point blank, period. But he's got a team who's also who's looking to come out and compete as well. It's like, you're right. These teams, they haven't had a ton of experience, so they'll be at a slight disadvantage. But I'm really curious to see the teams that are coming out. If you guys haven't already seen, we did release a schedule. Extreme Airsoft was to be determined, but it is official. May 21st is going to be our date for up there. So hopefully, I'm sure I'll see you guys up there. I don't think that's really a question, but I wish I could be up there this weekend coming up. That would be a lot of fun. It would be a lot of fun.
Like, honestly,
it's because
we really want to go just the vibe,
Yeah.
And it's like I've preached to these guys that I play with and consistently tell them that every time we go out to Cali, we're going out there and we're trying to win, but every time that we go out there, It's something new that we experienced, and it's like
Mhm.
it's like when we go out there and play, because we don't have it on this side, it's like it's practice. You know what I
Right.
mean? Even though it's the real deal, even though it's like the game, it's still practice to us because at the end of the day, we don't have that over here.
No
The
matter
only
what you
time,
do, reps are reps.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what it is. It's reps. We go over there to get the reps in, and like I mean, we're basically we're living with what random guy Kev preaches is if
Yeah.
you're a competitive team and you want to play, then stop making excuses and travel to play, and
Yeah.
that's what we do. And I think anytime we're available, like I have a schedule for these guys that I've put out maybe, I mean, 4 months in advance. I mean, we're talking about hitting, Rhode Island, all the CSLs, and then we're talking about going to SS as well. Like I want these guys to be ready financially so they can go and be off and all put their personal, lives aside so we can go out here, get these reps in, practice, and continue to get better as a team.
Right.
But
Yeah.
that's what we need is practice. So I think that's a main reason why I'm going out there, because like I need the reps. If we don't have it dedicated field out here, like over on the west side, like I know Tech City's moving, but from, you know, before they are leaving, they were able to play Speed QB every Monday dedicated. Like that's all it was.
Yeah.
Like you could go out there with a 5-man, you could go out there with a 3-man, you could go out there and get reps every Monday, every week, and just be able to practice and make your craft better. And I think this whole West Coast and East Coast rival thing, I don't think that there's only a select few teams on the East Coast that can go over there and compete, but it's the teams that are going over there that'll be able to compete are the ones that are traveling consistently, putting in work to play and practice. If you only play regular, you know, every weekend, you know what I mean, just casual, like you're not going to be able to put a team together and go.
Yep.
You have to actually take the team that you have, work together, travel, play, practice, face new teams, and go out there and compete. But
Yeah.
I think until we get something solid on this side where we can all, consistently practice, I think that's where our downfall is against the West Coast. Because right now, like, I really want the guys, and I preach to them all the time, that practice is key, and that's kind of what we're focusing on in 2020, is just trying to get reps in.
Yeah, it's definitely important, and I'm really happy to say that you guys are going to have plenty of opportunity here on the East Coast to get reps in. It may not be every week, but at least there's going to be something at least once a month, if not twice a month, with how things have kind of been set up for this year. So
One other thing I wanted to add too about you guys going to Rhode Island. For those people who haven't been to Extreme Airsoft, who is hosting this event as a field, maybe not as like the actual official host, but the people who are putting it together. Great field, great hospitality,
Yes.
great staff. It's just overall a great place to go visit. Even if you're not going for this event, if you get a chance to go up there and check them out, by all means, go do it. They have an amazing pro shop, amazing waiting area, and like just everything about that field is
I
top
think you're
notch.
downplaying their pro shop. Like, their pro shop is like,
it is
Yeah.
God tier.
you could
Yeah.
legit go in there and build a gun by
Yeah, you could build a gun
screw,
from scratch.
by O-ring, by piece, by part. You could
Yeah.
legit build it from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They might have. Honestly, I've been to SS Airsoft. They're
pretty
They're,
good,
but Extreme Airsoft. They got hella stuff. Oh my
And
god.
they're only looking to get bigger. They had mentioned to us when we were there that they're looking to expand and be one of the first northeastern indoor-outdoor fields. That's one whole cohesive field that is also planning to do paintball as well. So they're looking to do a lot of big things out there. So
I'm
if
gonna
you
be
get it,
honest.
go check them out.
The paintball scene is kind of going downhill right now. There's a lot of
Yeah.
controversy going on with like paint and stuff like that. I think I honestly completely wholeheartedly believe if the paintball scene goes the way that it's going, you'll have a lot of players transition from paintball to come play airsoft. If they will come and try it, they will enjoy it. You just have to have that field where you can have it and play it. Paintball and airsoft, the way we play it, is not so far off, and it's not so different at all. And the way these airsoft markers are going, so
to speak on that point too, like one of our guys came like strictly from paintball. He sold his markers, his pods, all that jazz, and then switched over to airsoft, and now he's playing competitively. So it's really not that hard of a transition. A lot of the strategies there, even some of the call outs are the same. It's like there's really not a huge difference. And it's way cheaper than paintball as well. You know?
You just need solid refs, that's all.
Yeah. Solid refs, more refs. Oh.
I've added Marcus.
Late like usual. We're going
to have to switch some things around because it's messing up all the cameras at the moment. So I'm going to get to working on that. Jacob, I'm sure you have more questions. You're a talkative person.
Always, I can carry a room. Sorry for those of you who saw me like reacting weirdly on my camera. My dog came down and my brother's yelling in the background. I got TV going on. There's a whole lot going on around me. So apologies for that. But yeah, so Marcus, I know you were listening. You were at work in a meeting and whatnot. I think you're still muted, but
yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Very cool.
So the question we were talking about how that conversation that you and Lou had and everybody getting together, share with us what happened on your end of things and how that went for you.
Well,
how you got Lou and TJ and how you guys made that team. Like what happened on that end for you? We know their viewpoints. What was it like for you?
I mean, for the most part, let me think. Because like me and TJ was always talking about like playing competitively. We want something more out of airsoft than just like open play. And we heard of the CSO events and was like, yo, let's do this. Now, as you know, the main problem the whole entire season that we kept on dealing with is finding people to play. Yeah. Like everyone wants to play, but nobody wants to actually show up and go play. Or actually
no one wants to travel or do anything. Everybody wants to like play and be a part of the team, but when push comes to shove to going 2 hours away, they're like, I can't make it, or I don't want to travel, and then they don't want to do it.
Yeah, and we had a couple
people
guys
don't want to drive their own cars and stuff. It's just weird. I don't know.
Whoa, chill on me. But yeah, we even had guys try to join the team just for clout in a way, just because I'm wife of Marcus. I'm like, no, nah, we're not doing that.
Which makes sense of why you wouldn't want to be the face of the team for that reason, is having people try and mooch off of that, which makes sense.
No, that's not the reason why I didn't want to be the face of it. It's just I have a lot going on in my personal life, and I knew I couldn't dedicate the time that I needed to with all of these different things that I'm trying to do in my personal life.
That makes sense. I mean,
you guys keep forgetting Marcus is famous, all right?
Like it's hard. It's hard being a famous person.
I don't know. Cardi B just said it was boring being famous. So I'm not sure what the deal is.
But yeah, so that was like the main struggle for me is just like I want to push this team even further. I want to travel more, but I can't be the face of it and also do the stuff that I need to do in my daily life.
You can't be the face, the leader, and do it all. It's rough. I mean, yeah, Keegan can attest to that more than any of us. I mean, he put the whole league together. He put our team together, and he's still doing all that he's doing as well, and continuing that. I mean, the podcast, everything that he's doing, it's a lot on his shoulders. So it's not an easy road by any means for that.
I think that's why like the best thing about it is that like I have Marcus, semi-famous individual, and then I have Lou. These two players by themselves are well known. Me, I don't have a big reputation because I don't really put myself out there. Like I show up, I play, and that's what it is.
But you got that player presence. Like if people like if somebody was like, "Yo, who's early notice," right, or like whatever, they're like, "That's him." Then like, "Oh shit, we know he can play." Like you have that player vibe. Like if you show up to the field and people know your name, like, oh, okay, we know he can play. But if they don't know who you are, then they just don't know who you are.
Yeah, but like I don't like they say that, but like I don't put myself out there. Like I'm not here for the clout. I don't like even when we went out to Cali, like Sapo and all that, they were like, why don't you come up and introduce yourself and be like, let us know, because like one, I'm not out here to get the clout. I'm out here to just play, show y'all what the East Coast has to offer, and that's it. And then I'm gonna just catch my flight and go back home like nothing happened.
Right. Yo, it's crazy that you feel that too. I'm gonna come ball out. I'm gonna do my thing. And I'm gonna head back. It's a wrap.
And that's why, like, if anybody wants to join the team, like, they can go through Marcus, they can go through Lou, and then we talk about it and we have a discussion. But I think the best thing about me as being like the captain is that, like, if I don't want you on this team, I will tell you that I don't want you on this team. Or if you join this team and I tell you you're not performing the way that we need you to perform, I'm gonna be straight up with you. Like, I'm not gonna
Every team needs
sugarcoat
that.
things, and you
Every
know what I
every
mean.
team needs that, you know. Like if you don't have that one definitive person, or even a collective whole, if everybody can be like that on your team, it's even better. But if you don't have that, at least that one person who has no filter, no bullshit, isn't gonna take shit, period, and is just gonna tell you straight up how they feel, then your team is honestly gonna kind of fall apart. Because then you're gonna have everybody who's trying to play nice, and then it's just gonna get weird. Like Keegan is one of those players for us. When he put this team together, I've said this multiple times on several different episodes, but when we got the team together, he was just like, look, this is serious. If you're committed and you're going to travel and you're going to do this, you can be on this team. The minute you're not, or you show that you're not committed, bye, you're gone. I don't care how good of a player you are. You're out. You're done.
Yeah, and I think Marcus and Lou can contest to this. Like, I've gotten in both of their asses. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if we're in Cali. It doesn't matter if we're practicing at a CSL event. Like, I lay in on them if I feel like they're not performing or they're not in the right focus that they need to be. Like, they already know what it is. So
And that's why you're the captain.
Yeah, I can agree to that because even when I was the face of it, I had guys coming up to me like, "Yo, can I join your team? Can I join your team?" And me being like Marcus, I'm trying to be friends with everybody in a way to keep that good vibes. And so I'm like, let me give them a chance, but it's like, yeah, I can't do that. So that's why TJ was like perfect for this.
Yeah.
Like, all right, you want to join this team? All right, here's TJ. Go hit him up.
Yeah, it's like, especially when you guys have a team that it's performing well or even decent, like other players want to get on simply to be like, oh, we're on the team of the CSL champs, or our team this, our team that, and it's like, nah, bro, you didn't compete. Like, you just joined us. Relax. You haven't won anything. The only thing you got is your name. Chill.
I mean, we're not looking at any prospects right now, but Keegan, share your viewpoint on like if we did prospect, like how you would
Yeah.
go
So
about it.
like, it came up in discussion recently about prospecting players for TSA so that we could have a full 10-man, and if I so choose and our team decides like you're going to be a prospect for us, that's cool. I'm gonna tell you right now, you are not TSA. You don't get to put TSA in front of your fucking Instagram handle. You don't get to associate yourselves with us. You don't get to rock any of our gear. You're not getting a jersey. Like, you are simply a body that is running with TSA. You are not on the team until we
Until you prove
decide.
yourself.
Yeah, until we decide you are officially a member, and that's how it is. It's like,
really,
if you really are that good, then sure, we'll bring you on. It's not a problem. But like Marcus said, some of these people do try and clout chase, and that sounds kind of like egotistical, but in the same breath, like it's kind of true. It's kind of true.
I mean, we've had players hop off of wasted potential and join other teams and place below us and everything like that. Like, I mean,
Right.
we've had that. We've had people join the team, talk shit about us, and then don't do hot with other teams. I mean,
Right.
I mean, if you're not invested in the sport, then at the end of the day, there's no room over here for you, and I'm pretty sure there's no room for you on any major team that plays this as a sport.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it comes and goes. I think Marcus is really, really friendly, and I think that was why he wanted to be more of just a player,
Yeah.
which is understandable. So I think that's why, like I said earlier, the transition just made sense.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, so
Yeah, I know Marcus going to Cali for the first time. He was nervous.
Yo, I was so nervous.
So nervous. Like playing in Tax City, being on the East Coast, looking at stuff in Cali and actually playing there. It's different. It's very, very different. I would like to say, a lot of people probably disagree with this, but watching SpeakyB on YouTube and playing it is very different. TJ can contest to this. Cali players are very technical. Well, SoCal players are very technical. They're very one ball. Everything has to be precise. And if you really think about it, it's slow. Believe it or not, it's slow. Like, playing with them, they're slow. They're not as fast. You know what I mean? Now playing in NorCal, TJ didn't get a chance to play with me in NorCal, but playing in NorCal, those guys can shoot BBs like there is no tomorrow. Those guys will lane and lane and lane, and their communication is on 100 because I can hear this guy calling out this guy over here. So like, kind of like I know what's going on, but those two play styles, even though they're both in Cali, is just completely different. You know what I mean? And then obviously it's more of a paintball style in NorCal, but playing there, they're very aggressive with shooting. Very aggressive with shooting. And like I said, SoCal is just very technical. Those guys are real precise. Those one balls those guys be doing, yo, they are like on a different level. But I know bringing Marcus over there, he was
that makes sense though, because like if you we talked about a little bit earlier with the paintball scene coming into airsoft, a lot of those NorCal guys were former paintball players.
Yes, they were.
And paintball, if you ever watch anything NXL or professional or even lower tier paintball, it's a lot of laning, it's a lot of shooting, it's a lot of fast paced things like that, and then communication, like you said, versus rather than being technical and doing those one balls, those snapshots, those, it's not all of that. It's a lot of like, go, I got you, like, go. It's two different styles.
Yeah, and that reminds me of like Nashville, because that's neither one of those either. Like Nashville was different too. Like the dudes will lane and they'll shoot a lot, but it doesn't seem like there's as much strategy. It's really just like, hey, if we throw enough BBs, we'll hit somebody. I mean, and it works to an extent, you know, like if you can bunker people down so hard, yeah, it kind of works. But at some point, you're gonna have to get some strategy in there, or else you're just gonna fucking fall flat.
Nah, those guys, like when they're laning, majority of the time they're laning, it's like they're laning for that guy to sack out and that guy to move. Like they move in sync. That's one thing I do realize about NorCal teams. They shoot a lot, but they shoot to move ahead. They're all about shooting.
Yeah.
They're those teams. They push.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I think about it in a war mindset, right? Like if you take some ground in war, you don't retreat unless you have to, unless you lack the numbers, whatever, right? You take as much ground as you can. So and how do you do that? Numbers, right? You start depleting people, moving up, boom, 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 and you take it with your team, your soldiers, your whatever, and you just whoop until they're gone.
Every NorCal team I watched when I went to go play at the True Aim, Speed QB and True Aim, bro, every team shot off break. Not a lot of teams do that. I mean, pretty much all 5 of them were shooting off break, going to it looked exactly like paintball. You know how like even a snake player would shoot a little bit and then dive in the snake. It looked exactly like that. Like everybody shot off break. Now playing with SoCal, especially in N1 and even at Tech City, they're real precise. Like those guys with green gas pistols, bro, very, very precise. Their one ball is like they run, get to their position, and shoot a guy, and they move to the next guy and shoot a guy, and they move in sync. That's one thing I like about LTD. LTD, they like when they come down on you, they move like this. All 5 of them, they'll come down on you like that. It's not like one guy running down and then everybody done. They move together, and their communication is like on 100. So like the play styles, like I noticed in a lot of different areas, is different. It's very different. Cali play style I do like. I like it a lot, and it's a lot of skill. You know what I mean? So that's the main reason why I like going out there.
That's what I love about the sport as a whole, right? Is it's so unique where, like you said, like all these different regions all have completely different play styles that work for them or don't work for them in retrospect, depending on who's playing who and whatnot. But like at the end of the day, that's also where your mentality's got to be. It's like, I'm going to get somebody who I've never played before or that plays differently than I do, or our mindset. So like, how are we going to beat that? How do we strategize? How do we beat that? And vice versa. Like, how do they beat us? How do they strategize against what we do and beat us? And I think that's what's so cool about this sport as a whole, is because there's so much diversity, not even just in the players themselves, but in how everyone thinks and moves and works as teams and units.
Like even playing in Georgia, HSA, they played in Georgia as well. That's another team from our area. I played in Georgia with DDA. As a matter of fact, that was like probably our first SpeedQB tournament we ever played. Was back in 2018. That was the first time we ever like played and competed. And that tournament learned a lot. And over there, it's really about it's kind of like skill and laning because it's a long field. It's not a wide field, so it's not a field that you can really like cut down the side and just kill everybody. You know what I mean? It was literally like all about skill, sniping this guy and then pushing forward. But definitely SS, their field is amazing. It's and like I said, I never played in Nashville, so I don't know how the players are over there. But I know playing in Georgia, I mean they're fast. Honestly, their play style's fast. I guess because it's a smaller field, but everything's fast paced. Everybody's shooting. Everybody's shooting from the door. That's all you see is just shooting. And then, like I said, they don't really have a designated snake like that. So it's like, honestly, it's just really who's gonna win that gun battle.
So,
but that's just my experience from all the places I played at.
Do you guys think you guys are gonna try to compete in the Speaky B qualifiers next year or this year coming up?
Well,
at least for the East Coast.
TJ, if anything, TJ he set a schedule for us, and I've agreed on the schedule. As of right now, what me and him kind of agreed on for the team is, and for financials, we're going to focus on majority of the East Coast. So even if we do qualify for the East Coast, we are mainly trying to hit every East Coast event because it kind of makes no sense if we're from the East Coast, but we're always going to Cali.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, it's like we're not showing any love to the East Coast. So it's like, what are we really doing this for? So I mean, TJ, if you wanna fill everybody in on that on our East Coast schedule.
So I hear what you're saying about like the qualifiers and stuff. I think the biggest thing right now that I've been, like I said, been pushing is like it's the reps. If we go out, we play, we perform, we're going out there to win. So obviously, if we can get enough events to go and we qualify, yeah, that's good. But this is mostly about getting the reps. Like, for another example, if you live out in Georgia and you can go out there and play every Sunday, they do Speak UV.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can go out there religiously practice your craft every Sunday down there.
You can even rent the field.
We don't have that on the East Coast shore side. That's the issue that we're having. I would love to sit out here and say, hey, you know what? Hey, yeah, we're gonna go out here and we're gonna qualify and we're gonna try to win the chip. But I can't expect these guys to go and travel to ATL every single month and compete. I can't expect that. Normally I can't expect that. Being reasonable.
Well, that's hard too as adults with lives and jobs. It's not easy to just be like, yo, work. I'm taking off once a month to go here. Bye. Like most jobs are gonna be like, no.
If we lived in Georgia, absolutely it'd be different. Like for us, the CSL, some of these events are going to be a 2-hour drive. I mean, to some of us, that's nothing. To some of us, that's a lot. And the issue that I have is that right now, like for some of the CSL events, I still have to actually request off. But I mean, all the way up till I want to say April, we're expecting to go to SS starting in I want to say February. So from February to April, we're going to try to make all of those Speak UB events out in Georgia. That's the plan. I've given them time in advance to try to get time off and financials, and we'll see what happens from there. But I know for a fact that I will be out there, Lou will be out there, and most of the team that has already confirmed and been able to get off will go. But right now everything is reps. I'm not on here to say that we're all this and we're all that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying we're a team that's dedicated to play the sport, and if you sleep on us, we will run your shit. But at the end of the day, we're still practicing to be better at everything that we do with the sport.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Like, and Lou will say, like, Lou holds my leash, because there's times where, like, if I feel like you're feeling yourself and, I know we can give you something that you're not used to, I'll call you out. But
I told you that. I know with TJ's like, yo, I'm gonna call them out. I said, don't. It's not worth it. Remember, we the top dogs. They want to come to us. TJ's like, nah, I don't care. I want them. I'm like, no, TJ, stop. He's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, TJ, just chill, man, just chill.
And to speak on the fields and practicing, and it's not, and like a lot of people, like I know Lou used to have this problem up north, is that fields didn't want to, cater to it or help out or be a part of this part of the side of the sport. but that's not necessarily the case out here for us down south as much. Is like it's not that the fields don't want to, it's that they can't because every time that they do, because a lot of the fields down here are a little bit smaller, they don't have the space to do it. So every time they do it, they
Yeah.
have to manipulate the field,
It's a lot
and
harder.
it's a lot of hard labor and work, and just for a couple of teams that are maybe local to come practice at, it's not worth it for the field.
Yeah.
Even if the payout's there, right? Even if we're like, yo, we'll throw the money at you, we're come practice, like we're there. That way, y'all are making your money on it. They're just like, it's just not worth it in the long run for them. At least not right now. It might be in the future, but at the moment, it's not. And there are more fields that are opening up and fields that are moving locations and things of that nature because they are starting to try and adapt or look into it because they know the sport's growing in different unique ways that it's not what it always used to be. Like Valhalla, like he's a brand new field, doesn't know a lot about airsoft, but he's doing the best he can to get it into it and try and learn as much as he can and incorporate both sides of the spectrum of airsoft, Speedsoft and Milsim, and rec play. He's trying to incorporate all of that in one field, which a lot of fields are trying to do now. Like East Coast, they're trying to do it, or Extreme Airsoft, sorry, they're trying to do it. Valhalla's trying to do it. SS has been doing it for a little while. Nashville's been doing it for a little while. But there's more fields opening and starting to try and do that because they realize it, but it's not a thing yet, and so
Yeah.
it makes it hard to be able to try and find places to practice. But
It's the distance too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
we don't have anything local. Like
Right.
even if a field opens, like we're talking about fields that are open in 6 hours from us. Like I think Full Auto Airsoft's getting ready to open something soon,
Yeah.
but that's still like
It's
4 hours.
right, and it's not you can't make that trip every weekend.
Yeah.
It's way too difficult, and even for the longest time, like before the team was even made, I was trying to find fields that I could go to just as a solo player to try and hit up, and it's far and few in between. Like we're just not there. But I will say, within the next 2 to 3 years, I think that's going to change a lot. Just with seeing the player numbers going up over the last couple of years in our specific demographic, it's getting there. I really do think that there's going to be an average of 8 or 9 teams at each event, and not the same 8 or 9 teams at every event, which is huge. I mean, you want to look at last year and the year before, it's really just been the same, 6 or 7 teams at every event, and it gets stale. It's like I understand why people want to travel. I don't, as much as I love playing against you guys, like I don't want to play against you guys every single time. I want to switch it up a little bit, and I think we're gonna get that. But yeah, there's, I'm gonna say too much, so I'm gonna stop. But I'm really looking forward to some very big changes within the next year and a half, 2 years, especially in our area because I know things are gonna be different. But yeah.
Real quick too though, like I just want anyone who's listening or paying attention and is wanting to be a part of this and grow the sport, we want to do it in a positive way too. We don't want to shed a negative light on it, like, oh, we want to change the image really of what speedsofters are seen as. Like we're competitive players, yes, we shoot fast, we play fast, whatever, but we're not the toxic mag dumping people that everybody thinks we are and that go out there to shit on rental players. And if that's you, you're not a speedsofter, don't claim to be one, please, because that's not what we do. That rec play is boring to us. If you're a true speedsoft competitor, rec play has gotten to the point where it is boring for you. All it is a practice session where you should be handicapping yourself one way or another to get reps in to get better. Like me, I don't typically play with a shotgun. If I'm gonna play rec play, I'm gonna go slap some kids with a shotgun just because it's something I don't do every day, and I can still practice my snapshots, but I have one extra motion that I got to do while I do it, right? And that's gonna add something to my play style playing down the line, or switching up the type of, not just the type of gun I use, the gear I wear, whatever, handicapping myself somewhere, playing only left-handed and going around left-hand corner, like just that's all rec play should be to you as a competitor. If you're a competitor and you're just like, yeah, I'm the shit and I dump rentals every, like, no, get out of here. Like, you're not, that's not what this community wants and what we want to build it as. We want to build it as off the field, we're all friends, we get along, we're great, we're cool, but on the field, like, I'm gonna stomp your shit in, and that's it. And
it's like general plays. Like you see more arguments on like playing general.
Yeah.
Than just like you don't really see arguments like that. During a competitive 5v5. You know what I mean? You might say, okay, I hit him, but whatever. Move forward. Move to the next
Right,
round.
right.
Do better. You know what I mean? Do better or try something different. But in general play, bro, you got to. It's to the point now. Dudes is taking their rifle and hitting kids over the head with it. You know what I mean? Like that is crazy. The kid literally this is my thing. The kid shoot him, right? And another kid shoot him, then he flip full auto and just starts spraying. You know what I mean? And then next thing you know, the kid get pissed off, take his gun, and hit him. Like that right there was unnecessary. You know what I mean? I can understand if you overshoot somebody a couple times,
Yeah.
but damn, like you could have just fist bumped them and said, "Yo, all right, cool, I accept that," or "That's what's up." Like there's no fun to it. It's like everybody that play airsoft now. It's like the moment you piss this kid off, he's gonna dump you. That's plain and simple. He's gonna dump you. Say something crazy to this kid, he's gonna dump you. Like one thing I